The cool thing about that is that, and now I'm recording, by the way, everybody, is that,
Talking about toilets.
well, yeah, we didn't record the toilet. Well, we're still recording. So, but I mean, like you're a real person. So not that you were using it at that point, but I
No,
mean,
it's a brand new.
it's a brand new toilet and people care about the toilet. I care.
Yes.
I care about the toilet. As I get older, I care about the height of the toilet. I never thought I would ever say that before, but it's like, right?
Yeah.
You think
Yeah.
about those kind of things. And so just kind of real life.
Yes.
Hi,
I agree.
Dwayne.
Toilet talk? Did I turn into the wrong meeting?
Nope, you're in the
No.
right meeting. You're in the right meeting, but
We sell toilets. They come with the house.
I
yes,
get that.
you do.
People
Yes.
check them out.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, welcome everybody. I am back and feeling great. I actually did end up getting sick at the end, but I'm feeling much better now. I'm sitting in my office right now. I got my background. I was up at 5 a.m. I did my hair.
Your
I'm
hair looks great, by the way.
Thanks. Your hair looks great, by the way, too.
I
And
look very fluffy, but yeah, thank you. It's freshly washed.
right. So, you know what? I don't know if any of you, I mean, I know that you've all heard about my miracle morning, and actually I've added you to my miracle morning. And this morning I did the miracle morning. So, has anybody ever done the miracle morning?
No, what is a miracle morning?
So if you Google Miracle Morning for real estate agents, especially, add it to your list of things. It's basically a routine. So, and they say that how you start your morning is how your day rolls out, basically. So it's really, those days where you get out of bed and you're rushing, and then the rest of your day just sort of follows suit to that. If you really pre-plan and get yourself centered and grounded in your day's likely going to end up better. So I'm looking forward to a really awesome day today. But it's basically 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. So you do a series of meditations. So I use the Calm app for meditation. So I don't know if you guys ever have you guys used Calm?
I've downloaded it.
So
I use a different one.
yeah, there's lots of them out there. So, I mean, I happen to use Calm because I like their bedtime stories too, because how you put yourself to bed is also important, but we won't get into that.
They have bedtime stories?
Yeah, they have bedtime stories.
Like Mr.
Yeah.
Wolf is coming?
What's that?
Like
No,
Mr. Wolf is coming?
well, they're more inspirational, like relaxation type stories, especially if you are a thinker. I happen to have a difficult time sometimes sleeping because I have too much on my mind. So they help calm your mind. But anyway, in the morning, so you do your, I think it's 5 or 10 minutes. I can't even remember now. It's a total of an hour. So it's an hour mantra. So basically you do your reading for maybe no, it's 10 minutes, 10 minutes of reading, 10 minutes of, visualization. So visualizing what you want in your future, or, as if you're having it already. It's kind of like the Secret, everybody watched The Secret when it was popular. And then 10 minutes of affirmations, telling yourself how amazing you are and what you're amazing at. And if you just have like a list written out of things, like sometimes I just read my list. I'm capable, I'm smart, I'm, whatever. So, and you do that, and ramp yourself up. And sometimes I do it really loud. So depending on who's in your household, they may or may not appreciate it. And then you've got your meditation, of course, 10 minutes of exercise. So even if that's just to walk the dog, which is what I do, or, do some stretching or something, it doesn't have to be, a full on workout. But it's 10 minutes of all of these things to kind of start your day. And then I get ready for my day. So I did it this morning. I feel really good. I recommend it to everybody. Google it. You can watch the YouTube video that summarizes it. And miracle morning. So here's your miracle starting today. We are going to jump into the agenda. Actually, no, we're not. We're going to see how everybody's wins were of the week. Who's first?
I'll go first.
Wins, Sheba, wins.
Yes, all win.
Okay, what's going on for it? What happened this week?
I closed 3 property management places.
Okay, awesome.
I've been so busy with that. And it's and the more I try to lean away from the property management, it just keeps following me. And I get referrals and I get like whatever. But then I'm like, maybe it's not such a bad thing because then I get if I'm doing the property management, then I end up doing it's like a passive income. So then I'm like, maybe it's not such a bad thing.
You like it?
No,
Oh, do you want to think about that for a second? Do I-
I hate it.
okay, all right. So you
We
don't
do.
enjoy it. You don't enjoy it.
No, I don't at all. And I feel like the reason I'll tell you why, the reason being is because you get the same amount of work as if you have a listing.
Mm,
Because you have to have an open house, you have to have showings, you have to have advertising and so many different platforms, and you have to talk to so many different people and take so many applications. And if you're lucky, close the deal and one open house. If not, then you constantly have to go back until you get different applications for $1,000, $2,000. I don't think my time is spent well. Like I don't feel like it's a good use of my time. I feel like I could waste time on so many different things, but then I'm like, well, it's a source of income. Should I take it as if I am working at a part-time job.
job. Mm, okay.
Shiva, can I give you some information? One of my dear friends was a realtor for a long time, and she became a property manager, and now she's got 150 clients. She's making a fortune. Once you get them all organized,
Hmm.
she's making a fortune. Yeah, she's working, yeah, but once you get them all going on a system, I'm not saying you want to do it, but I'm just saying it can be done.
Yeah, I feel like it's a long-term goal, like that just keeps constantly like I am getting them together now. It's adding up. And like think about it, like as you said, it's like $200, $250 per contract that you get per month, and not everyone needs you. Like maybe every 3 months somebody needs you, and then that just becomes a constant income.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just like anything, guys. I mean, really, whatever you put your mind and focus to, if it's, you can make money at anything if
Yeah.
if you want to do it, right? So, I mean, you can definitely go full on with property management and turn it into a very lucrative business, I'm sure.
Yes.
That's why I asked you, do you like it? Because at the end of
No,
the day, if you don't like it, doesn't
Yeah.
I don't
matter if
like
you
it.
can make money. It's not always about the money, right?
No, it's not. But I had another buyer. This is a funny story. Something to know. I guess there's some apartments on Victor, whatnot, in Chilliwack, and these guys, I guess one of the units went on fire, and it caused damage in all the other buildings around in the surroundings area of the Chilliwack area. And for that reason, insurance is not insuring any of these, and all the insurance companies are asking for $500,000 deductible, and it's extensive, like to the fact that it's like usually 50,000 extra or something like that, but right now it's like over 500,000. So all these apartments have decreased their listing to around under 300,000. So I mean that seems to be a major issue in that sense of like Abbotsford or whatever, because insurance seems to be such an issue. And I
Insurance,
took
insurance. It's funny that you bring up insurance because actually
yeah
I'm going to get I'm going to call in a guest actually at one of our coaching sessions about insurance because
yeah
and not to hijack your story, but I will because I'm going to just share with you
yeah yeah
some. So a lot of people are obviously they've purchased properties as a revenue property, and with the interest rate increases, they've had to ask for more rent. Obviously, they are doing that, especially in the Fraser Valley, where they're larger houses. So they've got 5 and 6 bedroom houses, and they are trying to get as much rent as possible. Now, the only way to do that is to break up the houses into rooms. So they're looking at them from like room rental perspective. Now, room rental perspective, great, they can definitely get more money, but chances are that you're not going to have a 6 family, there's not going to be somebody with 6 members in their family moving into that house. So likely they will be unrelated. So where I'm going with this insurance story is there's, if you have more than 3 people, unrelated, then you have to get commercial insurance. And commercial insurance policy for a residential home is, almost double what a regular tenant policy would be. So I'm learning about this because one of the properties actually that I'm associated to an organization had a fire while we were away, and there were more than 3 people there, and the seller or the owner of the property didn't have proper insurance. So they're refusing to pay out
Wow.
the insurance policy on it. So it was about $400,000 worth of fire
Oh.
damage, and now the insurance policy is not covering it. So this is something that I know that a lot of people don't know. Like they don't know that if you have more than 3, and really families are getting smaller, not bigger, because of the cost of having children. So what are the chances of having a 5 to 6 bedroom house that you are all related? I mean, even if you have an international student or a couple of them, that still falls outside of the category of insurability for tenant policy. So for you as a property manager, I would definitely check into it a little bit further, and especially if you're working with investors, buying property. And now I will actually send out in the recap of this meeting, if you're interested, an insurance company that I found that are capitalizing on this problem and have because there's only one company that was doing commercial residential policies. It's called Lords of London or something like that. And now there's 4 or 5 that are kind of jumping on board. So people are getting on board, but if you're working with investors, they're going to want to know about insuring their investment and insuring it properly, because insurance companies obviously don't want to pay if they don't have to, or if they
Yeah,
can.
it seems to be an ongoing. I don't know what is going on, but so many things are going on fire.
Yeah,
Like,
because people
yeah,
yeah. Well, let's
yeah,
not say why, but interesting, isn't it?
yeah,
Shiva,
yeah.
sorry, can I ask you a question? So the one that had the really high fees that you were talking about, is is it because it was built in 1960, or is there any reason you
No,
can think of?
no, it's a fairly new thing, but then because you have such a deductible, lenders are not going to lend to you. So then
Yeah,
you
I
have
know,
mortgage
but
issues.
but why that particular building? Like,
Because they're saying it's a liability.
no, I realize that, but I'm trying to think. I'm trying to avoid this. So you
It's
sort
a
of, the
high,
building was,
it's a high liability, so nobody wants to insure it.
but why? Why is that particular building?
It's not just that one building is what I'm saying. It's the
Yeah.
building surrounding all that building.
So
Because
would
there's
it be worth it? Would it be worth it for us to do a little investigating and maybe have an insurer come and chat with us about insurance policies? Because I would like to know personally a little bit more about just regular insurance, insurance on strata buildings, insurance in general. Like I lack knowledge in insurance for sure.
Mhm.
I'm realizing. How about you guys?
Yeah. Yeah, because I feel like the deductible is a major thing because like a lot of people they don't know about this and then like we walked away from it because we're like, oh, the one of the guys actually one of the I was calling around because all of a sudden I looked, there's like 20, 30 listing in that building. I'm like, that's unheard of. Like, why is there so many different listings in one building? And then I realized when I was talking, one person picked up and it's like, oh, because of the deductible, everyone who's an investor, they're just trying to get rid of the property as much as possible. It's good for a cash buyer because they're ranging around like 270, 280. But other than that, it's like, I don't know.
Do you mind if I ask which building this is? It's in Chilliwack, right? You said?
Chilliwack, yeah.
And where is it? Because then I can do a little investigating because I love that kind of stuff.
I'll give you I know, let me find you the touch base. Yeah, so we ended up in Abbotsford. You're gonna laugh about this. And then we found 9422 Victor Street.
Okay. Oh yeah, right. You said Victor Street. Okay, I'll check it out. Actually,
And Yale Road has some problems too. 46289 Yale Road.
Yale Road. Okay, thanks, Shiva.
Yeah, we found 2 in Abbotsford, and then that's ranging between the buyers kind of thing. And then I was like, okay. But then one agent, I was like, okay, my client would like some strata documents so we can go over. And the agent's like, we don't want to release strata documents until we have an offer.
Oh.
Which was Yeah, which was an alarming thing for my client. She's like, "Well, what are you trying to hide?" And then I looked, and this has been in the market. They've done a brand new reno and everything, but there was like so many different business cards of agents coming, but they weren't releasing the strata documents. So that was an alarming issue as well.
Yeah, I would find that to be alarming as well.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on the property management aspect. And of course, you're doing property management because you're likely going to be working with the investors that actually bought those properties. So some information about insurance probably would be good. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna research in residential and commercial insurer and see if we can get maybe somebody to talk to us a little bit and have like a special coaching on it.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Well, how about you, Dwayne? How was your week? Tell me your win.
Well, I had some good stuff happening. One of the leads came from you, and I'm getting him pre-approved, and he looks really good.
Good.
And then I have a client who lives in Pitt Meadows and wants to buy on Mariner. So I'm working on that. And then I have another client who has a place on Saturna, which is near Lougheed Mall, older
Yeah.
townhome,
Ernest,
and
yeah.
he wants to sell. And he's buying cash in Quebec, so he can just, he doesn't have a problem with the subject to business.
Yeah.
So those are all good leads, and I'm working on those and trying to get more.
Awesome. All right. Well, sounds like a good week. How about you, Jessica? Jessica's coming back. That's my win for my week. But go ahead.
Yes, I'm coming back. We decided the date that I'm back is Friday, so I'm getting in the car, driving with my big dog who's been sitting next to me, begging for attention. But my major win, because for those of you who were here last week, that was my win last week, was that I'm coming back. So
Oh.
this week, it's that I'm like working with my first client. I put in my first ever offer. It hasn't ended with anything good, but I still am working with my first client, and I put in an offer for them, which is
That's awesome.
like really awesome.
And learning tons of stuff too in the process, because it's actually a land offer. So they're offering on a piece of land, which, isn't typically your first offer that you're going to work on. So that's awesome.
Mhm.
Congratulations. My win of the week is that I had a great vacation. I went to Italy, Greece, and I was on a cruise ship, and every single aspect of it was amazing. And I would love to go back to Europe again. It was all kinds of places that I didn't visit in my life before. And the cool thing about a cruise, if you haven't been on one, is you get a little taste of each place. So then you get a chance to really see which ones you would go back to. And surprisingly, the one in Greece that I would go back to wasn't the ones that I thought I would, like, because I went to Santorini and Mykonos and some cool places like that. And they're beautiful, but I wouldn't want to spend an abundance of time at each of them, because they're nice to see, but not to be, if that makes sense. So the one place in Greece was called I can't even remember now. Zakynthos. It's a little island of Greece. I loved it. It was gifted by the Queen, apparently. Small little island, has a very colonial vibe, but really laid back. The people are really nice. They're not stressed out. Yeah, it's on my list to go back. Anyway, that's my win of the week, but I'm super excited to be back because I spent a lot of money and now I need to make some. So I am motivated to work with all of us to make a plan. And today we're going to be talking about the 12-week work year, which is what I read. And I always think about my son, because he used to always give me a hard time about the choice of books that I read. I always read self-help or self-improvement or some kind of book. So of course, when I was on the cruise ship reading it, everybody looks at the title of your book and it says 12-week work year. So I'm like, okay, and by the way, it doesn't mean that you only get to work 12 weeks out of the year. So if that's what you thought it was, sorry. So I don't know if you guys have heard of the book, but I will explain it to you in a minute. Ayaka, nice to see you. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Sorry, I was on the phone with this client. I wanted to actually join the meeting around 10:30, but yeah.
No problem. I'm glad you're here. Would you like to share your win of the week before we jump in?
Nothing
Nope.
I mean, yeah, no. But I do have a couple listings. Seller wants to take them off the market
Oh, okay.
because I just feel the market right now, buyers are still taking time to decide, right?
Hmm.
And then I have on the weekend, every weekend, I mean, last weekend I was so busy with open houses, and a lot of a lot of people came through, but no offers,
Hmm.
no
Okay.
offers at all.
Any idea why?
And I think it's about the price, right? And also, um, maybe two properties is actually next to the busy road.
Right.
So I think a lot of people, they think they hear the noise, right? The noise, and they don't like the
Mm.
noise. And yeah,
So,
so yeah,
I mean, price usually solves any location issues of a property. I mean, obviously, there's not much you can do to change a location of a property. So if it's on a busy street or it's noisy, you can't change that, but you can definitely change it with pricing. Okay, well, welcome. We're going to jump into this week. And of course, so is this my proper agenda? No, it isn't. Hang on a second. This is the coaching for Atish. See, I have the wrong glasses. So, oh no, we just had a little error. So we will talk to Mary about fixing that for next week. So this week we are actually doing usually we do our Q4 review, and well, not usually, but those that are coaching with Tom Ferry, which we are on our team. And so we're going to be doing our Q3 review and getting ready for Q4. So we're coming into, it's actually perfect timing for the topic today, as well as the 100-day challenge. Those of you that joined us for that and received the info, there's just about 104 days. I think there's 103 days now left until the end of the year. So, you know, that kind of goes in line with the 12-week work year, which is 3 months, which is just about what we have left also of the remaining portion of the year. So, and then of course, we're planning our fourth quarter, because we break everything into quarters anyway, as far as transactions, volume, and how it's written here, GCI, which is gross commission earnings. So, or gross commission income rather. Okay, so what we need to do is pick a rock. So a rock is a project like an overall project for each quarter. If you were to tackle 4 projects a year and break them down, I mean, you would have a pretty significant year. It's very easy to get lost in taking on new ideas, especially in this industry. There's so many of them. But if you don't do something consistently and really track and measure whether it works, you will never actually know whether it is, especially if you don't do it long enough. So, so my coach recommends that you don't take on any new projects for the fourth quarter, because the fourth quarter is your grand finale of the year. It's also the opportunity to make about 10%, or you should be focusing on making at least 10% to kick off the next year, because this is the time of year that we have kind of the last surge in the market. And a lot of realtors, you may notice, are on holiday right now. This is where realtors start getting tired. You know, it's been kind of a taxing year anyway, with all of the increase in interest rates and the extra work that we've had to do for listing and buyers. A lot of people are tired. So capitalize on that. If you're still working, let's ramp it up, because other people aren't. And so this is a great opportunity for us to capitalize at the end of the year. So adjust your habits. What do you need to do more of, less of? Start doing that you have said that you were going to do all year, or stop doing something that is, you know, not serving you. If you're a procrastinator, time to step up to the game. Follow your commitments. We actually had a little talk with our team at the beginning of the week. You know, I was really thinking about confidence levels and how to boost confidence, because of course, if you're a new agent, sometimes you feel that you lack in experience, but you can gain that by increasing your confidence level. And the way to do that really is very simple. Make promises that you keep. And as you do that, you will build confidence. If you break your own promises, then chances are you will feel not trustworthy, and therefore it actually diminishes your confidence level with other people. So start making commitments that are achievable and not too many of them, so that you can actually do them. Because I am guilty of that. I fill my calendar to the hilt, and then I'm satisfied with doing, you know, maybe 5 out of the 10 things I said I was going to do. But the truth is that I have disappointed 5 others. So why not just put the 5 that you know that you can do instead of adding 10 because it looks amazingly colorful. Okay, do a full audit of your current schedule from beginning of the new quarter and color code your calendar. I'm a true believer in color coding because I like to see how much work I'm actually doing in a day. Is always red. Green is for health. I've got like a charcoal for my personal time, and I like to have a balance. Now, of course, typically your work is always going to take up more of your day than the other colors. So you're not looking for it to be completely equal. You will have to work more than the others, but the most important thing is to make sure that you have enough time for yourself, enough time for the things that are important. Otherwise, what are you doing it for? Health and happiness, time off. Do you want to take any time off? You know, block that out. Morning routine, we just talked about the miracle morning. I know, Ayaka, you missed it, but if you Google miracle morning, you will see what routine I started back at today. Time with family and friends, you know, time working on your business. Now, we all use ClickUp as our project management system. Finally, I have been able to integrate it with Google Calendar because I like using Google Calendar to plan out my week. But what I found was that there was a disconnect in linking the two. So now I've got them integrated, so that way I know exactly what is in my project management software and how to implement it into my day so that I get everything done. So time to write the marketing plan, and we're going to talk about the 12-week work year in just a second so that you can write yours for the next quarter. And it's a good idea to actually time block an hour so that you can do it. So I don't know where in this week you guys have time, but I would definitely strongly suggest we're at September 20th. October 1st really is when this all starts. So you've got time to plan it out properly. So 5 questions to answer as you plan your content. How much does the market usually, like, how does it actually behave in October typically? So typically, does anybody know the answer to that, Dwayne?
Usually you can have a decent fall. It's not going to be like the spring, but I always maintain people spend too much time worrying about that. I mean, I've sold places on Christmas Eve. I sold 11 places in August one year. You don't know, you might get busy. So I don't let, you know, I won't be thinking, oh, it's going to be a slow month. I'm not going to go after it.
No, and nothing is typical these days. Of course, people want constant info right now, I'm finding. So if I were going to give any suggestion, it would be constantly touch your people and give them information. Give them information on what's happening. We've got a potential mortgage increase coming up on the 21st. Will it actually happen? Who knows? It's kind of 50-50. We didn't have an increase in this last one, so we found a little surge in the market because of that, because people are running out before October 21st to, you know, so see what the vibe is in the market and play on that to dictate to your audience. But typically the market is sort of the second surge in the market is October. The weather's nice, the fall weather, this is my favorite time of year. Colors start to change. It's still sunny days. People are still moving around and the days aren't so short yet. So think about what messages you want to share at this time or in the next quarter. What are in the minds of the homeowners right now? Well, I just shared that with you. Interest rates, what problems you can solve. We are problem solvers. We don't sell real estate. Real estate sells itself. I know that I'm a realtor, but I don't believe that I sell real estate. I believe that I'm a problem solver and there's lots of problems. So what problems do you want to solve in the next quarter? What's coming up in the news, sports, weather that's relevant that you want to share? Find out what events are happening in your local community. So if you're focusing on an area, see what's happening in October, November, and December so that you can plan sharing that with people, because you want to place yourself, as much as we have access to all of the data that's out there, people still love to know that you have local info because they want the local agent when they search, right? Worth a listen and a watch. These are, I've already got these in my schedule actually to work on today. And it was actually pretty interesting. So I already listened to the Whistle Way, which is a tech stack that the Whistle Group uses. So if you have never heard of Kyle Whistle, he runs a really big real estate team. He was very small not very long ago and grew rapidly. So he's got some good stuff. So check out Kyle Whistle. KCM, which is Keeping Current Matters, gives you lots of info on the housing market. Of course, they're based out of the States, but we can definitely use a lot of their info. And the Follow Up Boss is a program that a lot of the realtors in the States are using as their CRM. We use Chime at our team. Shiva, did you ever decide on what you were going to use?
I went to Follow Up Boss and then I stopped it. I'm at oh my god, oh my god, I can't think right now.
HubSpot or
HubSpot.
Yeah. Okay. I think you mentioned HubSpot. And so
here's my issue now. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's HubSpot. I think it's like something else, but I feel like my Gmails are all going to spam from my newsletters that I have sent out. Even my emails that I'm sending to clients, like, oh, we haven't got it, and it's going to spam. Somehow my emails are tagged as a spam, and I'm trying to get it out because it's just costing me so much business because they're not getting my email, and it's a professional email, so I'm paying for it extra to info whatever. But yeah, it's a problem right now. I'm looking into figuring that out.
Okay. Well, let me know if you find any solutions. I have the same similar problem, and I think it's a problem that it will be ongoing because we have to adjust things always, because people are always using email marketing methods. I mean, whenever I open my email every day, there's a ton of email. So it's just the way that it is. And there's going to be different spam filters continuously. So there's, I've used the trick of putting, their first name in the subject line, having video, but some of those aren't working as well anymore. So let's collaboratively do some research and see if something works well and share it with the rest of us so that we can try it out, because I think that's an overall problem. And email is free and and that actually leads us back into the 100 days. So now, do you remember the 100-day challenge that I had done on one of the coaching, and I sent out the tracker and what the 100 days are? Do you remember that? Okay, well, I'm starting my 100 days tomorrow. That's not the topic for today, but I will remind you of what it is so that you can have a look at it. I will also, those on our team, I don't know if you watched the Tom Ferry video on it. It basically explains what to do. I'll do a little summary of that in my recap today so that those of you that want to follow along and do your 100-day as perhaps your 12-week work week challenge, you can do that. So let's talk about the 12-week year. So 12-week year basically is, well, do I have enough time? I had a little YouTube video that gave a summary of what it is. It's 7 minutes long, but I did speed it up. Do you guys want to listen to it, or do you want me to explain to you the 12-week year? Want to listen?
Sure. Yeah.
If it's really super boring, put your hand up and say, or go like this and I'll cut it. Okay.
Summary. The 12-week year will teach you how to reliably hit your goals by planning in 12 weeks without interruptions during
Let's speed that one up. Hang on a second here. I think I slowed it down. Settings. There we go.
Where we summarize one of our favorite productivity books to date.
Maybe that's too fast.
The 12-week year by Brian P. Moran, Michael Lennington. Summary from 4-Minute Books, written by Luke Rowley and read to you by Andy Mayes. One sentence summary. The 12-week year will teach you how to reliably hit your goals by planning in 12-week cycles instead of following our typical 12-month routine. Favorite quote from the author. The number one thing that you will have to sacrifice to be great, to achieve what you are capable of, and to execute your plans is your comfort. Brian P. Moran and Michael Lennington.
Brian P.
A few
Moran.
months ago, I started asking a question on Facebook every day. People caught on and loved it. Each time I would get a few comments and enjoyed interacting more with my friends online instead of just scrolling endlessly. One day, I asked everyone what their greatest struggle was when setting goals. I was surprised to get over 50 responses, most of them expressing difficulty with following through toward reaching their dreams. Many had a hard time sticking with their goals when it became difficult to continue. After pondering why this is for the last few months, I believe this book answers that question. We think too big with annual goals. We overwhelm ourselves and get caught up in putting off the work because we think we've got plenty of time. The 12-week year.
Did I lose all of you? Are you there?
Nope.
No, you're there.
Get more done in 12 weeks than others do in 12 months solves this problem that so many, including myself, have. Authors Brian Moran and Michael Lennington are coaches with experience in entrepreneurship, consulting, and public speaking. Growing businesses and individuals are passions of Moran and Lennington. Their expertise in productivity and planning makes them well qualified to help others succeed. Here are the 3 most helpful lessons I got from the book. 1. Setting annual goals leads to complacency, while the 12-week year method helps you be more consistent. 2. Checking how close you are to your goals requires meticulous measurement. 3. Managing your time wisely is critical for reaching your 12-week goals. Grab a pen and calendar. Let's get ready to become more efficient at planning and reaching our goals. Lesson 1. The 12-week year approach shatters the shackles of yearly goal setting. How are your New Year's resolutions going right now? I've asked this question to people multiple times throughout the years, and it usually falls flat. People struggle with planning annually, but we all do it year after year, only to fail every time. This happens because when we think to achieve something so far in advance, we grow complacent in the middle, thinking we have plenty of time to finish. Because of this, December is often the best performing month for most businesses. After a year of non-urgency, the last month becomes the catch-up where we push to finish strong. But having that intense drive only once a year isn't enough. Peak performers know that smaller planning seasons grant deeper focus and a greater sense of urgency. Athletes were early adopters of what's known as periodization, or pinpointing a specific skill to improve and working on it in a smaller stretch of time. The 12-week cycle takes this principle and the advantages that come with it and applies it to business and personal goals. With a 12-week pattern, you can get that motivation to sprint to the finish 4 times a year. You are also setting yourself up to work harder in the intermediate points within the 12-week cycle. The first step is to create a vision of where you want to be. Use that vision to make specific and measurable goals for your 12-week period. Then it's time to set up a tracking system so you can stay accountable to yourself and others, which we'll learn about next. Lesson 2. Rigorous review of how you've done each week is essential to accurately knowing where you're at with your goals. Major businesses track their progression with numbers. Following this same pattern yourself or for your company can give you a massive advantage in your vision reality. But what do you track and how? The authors suggest measuring 2 indicators. Lag indicators measure an end result, like how many pounds you've lost each week. Lead indicators are the specific actions you take to reach your lag indicator. For losing weight, a lead indicator could be running a mile every weekday. Lag indicators are important, but remember that you have less control over some parts of these results. This is why it's vital to focus your efforts on lead indicators. According to the authors, accomplishing 85% or more of your lead indicator actions each week improves the likelihood of reaching your 12-week goal. Now, before we get into lesson number 3, I want to give a quick shout out to Shortform. Shortform aims to provide the most in-depth book summaries on the planet, and therefore, their extensive book guides cover not 3, not 10, but all the important ideas
Well,
from
a little
book.
ad
They even include
interjected in
useful
there.
exercises to make sure you actually implement the ideas in your life. If you're the kind of person who wants to get the absolute most out of any book they read, Shortform is the perfect tool for you. Use our affiliate link below this video to sign up for a free 5-day trial and secure a 20% discount should you keep your subscription. You'll also support the channel at no extra cost, as we'll get a small commission for referring you. Sign up today and start learning right away. And with that, back to the video. Lesson 3. To achieve what you set out to accomplish every 12 weeks, you must carefully manage your time. The advantage of the 12-week idea is that it's a lot easier to stay motivated for 12 weeks than 12 months. The hard part, then, is managing your time wisely each week and day to make your goals happen. You can't reach your potential by deferring the important but not urgent tasks on your list. Unfortunately, according to a BASEC study, interruptions and recovering from them ate up 28% of the typical working professional's day. Instead of losing productivity by taking intrusions as they come, plan for and around them. Protect your time with blocks: strategic, buffer, and breakout. Strategic blocks are 3 hours long and should be reserved for deep work. Do not accept interruptions during this time and move to a location that is conducive to this if necessary. A buffer block is time dedicated to dealing with all interruptions in one sitting. You can do this a couple of times each day if necessary for an hour or so. And finally, The breakout block is simply a break from all work. Take 3 hours from normal working hours to be away from it. Breakout blocks improve productivity by helping us stay focused and energetic.
Hey, this is Nick, the founder of 4 Minute Books. And if you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you'll also love this next one where we summarize one of
What'd you think, guys?
Good.
So not really far from the concept already that we're doing, but ties really nicely. I mean, I know that you guys that are on the team had a coaching session with Dove, who talked about the three, was it three? It was 3 hours, wasn't it? 3 hours. So same thing in this 12-week year, 3 hours long for strategy. So that's where you have blocked 3 hours to focus on something. So whether it's prospecting, you know, you're making your calls for an hour, you're working on your marketing for an hour, you know, and doing that every single day for 3 hours. And scheduling in the time to put out those fires. There's always stuff that happens throughout a day, and we realize that we need time to do it. But a lot of us get sidetracked continuously because we think that it's urgent. So I don't know if any of you have this issue. I know that I do, but just because somebody's texted me or messaged me doesn't mean I have to answer them immediately. Does anybody think that, you know, I mean, otherwise you spend all your day, you know, dealing with what everybody else wants, and everybody feels that their needs are the most important in that moment. So what happened to ours in that process, right? So actually scheduling time to, you know, go and take a look, chances are you can probably deal with all of those things relatively quickly. But going from the task that you're currently working on and then being distracted by those and then having to go back to the task that you're working on will make the task that you're working on so much more difficult to complete and much longer. So having these strategic blocks really work. So put your phone away or turn it off even if you're not using it and you're working on something for a full hour. Choose a place that you're going to work where somebody isn't going to come and distract you. So if you have children, you know, go to the library or go somewhere where it's going to be quiet for an hour. So set it up so that it's actually going to be successful so that you can actually get the things completed that you need to, because you will just notice such a drastic difference in your productivity in a lesser amount of time. So what I'm going to share with you guys is I purchased the book. So I purchased the book. You can actually get it for free through Audible, but I purchased it through Kindle. I don't know if you were able. Did you get a chance to access it, Jessica? No. Okay. So
No, the like thing timed out.
oh, did it? Okay. Oh, like to read it, you mean?
The like verification.
Oh,
You know, it sent your phone a code and it
right.
didn't.
Because you had to
We
log
didn't verify in
in.
time. Yeah.
So today I will figure out a way to share it, whether I need to download a copy and share the written version, or how we can do that. We'll determine how to do that. You can get it on your own if you want to get it if you have Kindle or Audible. It's not very expensive. It's always much cheaper to get it in that form rather than ordering the actual book. If you want to have a paper copy, I would recommend ordering it. You can get it on Amazon, and there's even opportunities for used copies if you're interested. I loved it, and so that's why I wanted to share it with you, because I love to do everything in 3-month increments anyway, because because I have issues getting bored. So actually it works really well with me because I can pick a goal and I know that I can stick to it for the next 3 months. So for me, my goal for the next 3 months is to drop 30 pounds. Not even real estate related, but it's a health goal that I have. Of course, I do have a production goal. I want to finish 12 deals before the end of this year. So that's another goal. And the third one, of course, is in reference to supporting my team and their goals. So you guys have to do this exercise, those of you that are on the team, because that's part of my goal too. So now we're intertwined. And I will share with you some templates so that you can write out your own goals and work through the format of the video that explained what the 12-week year actually is. And then I will reiterate the 100-day challenge, because if you can't come up with strategies for the next 3 months on your own, you can use the 100-day challenge to do it. It's got the templates, the text messages, it's got everything included that you can implement as your 12-week year. And if you just do that, you're going to have a successful finale to this year. October 17th for our team, we're going to be doing our business planning session. And I will do a short form for those that attend the coaching so that we can start doing our year business plan, because regardless of breaking everything into 3 months, you of course should still have an overall yearly plan and work your way backwards to make those goals achievable. So that's it for today, everybody. 12-week year. I will share with you everything in this that I've mentioned. Any questions before we go on with our day?
Natasha,
Yes.
you remember last time I asked you, I want to add everyone, but no one added me. I think no one noticed about the, the
So
the
Ayaka would like you to add her or to follow her on Instagram. So she's going to put in the chat box right now her Instagram handle. And those of you that would like to follow her, please do.
No, I mean, no, I wanted to
you meant.
get connected with everyone, right?
Okay, does everybody want to add their handle into the chat? Would that work?
Oh yeah, either way, right?
Well, there's ours.
Okay.
Anybody else want
Okay.
to add in the chat their Instagram handle? And Dwayne, if you don't have an Instagram handle, you can just put you've got Dwayne Walker is his last name. So he's got Facebook.
Okay.
So you can add him.
Facebook. Okay.
And I
don't think
we did, so I don't know, those of you that don't use Facebook, Dwayne and I are kind of the demographics of Facebook. Most others are in Instagram, but they're kind of different because I think a lot of you are coming back to Facebook, which I'm glad to see because there's some cool reels and you can, and here's a number one, be careful of having Facebook on your phone on your front page. It's super easy to have, if you have Facebook and Instagram on your very front page of your phone or the front, your home screen, you can get trapped in that very easily. I have caught myself scrolling, if some good reel comes on and I'm like, oh, and then all of a sudden I'm looking at babies and monkeys and all kinds of stuff for an hour. So not very productive. All right, so Jessica's on there as well. Dwayne Walker, nice to see you, Ayaka. Have an amazing week.
thank you.
I'll send out some information for you to utilize. We're starting the 100-day challenge. I'll see you guys at the sales meeting this afternoon and have a great rest of your day.
Sounds good. Okay, thank you so much, Natasha. Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye, everybody.